Hello, doctors and students. Welcome to the UCM podcast. I am your host for today, Tony Hook, and joining us is Dr. Bill Davis. Always awesome to see you, Doc.
Yeah,
Welcome.
man, I'm excited to be here. This is, it's sometimes I'm the host, sometimes I'm the guest, and this is one of those
That's it.
days where I'm the guest, and we have a great topic today. I think it's a really important topic, so I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Same but different, different but the same. All those things.
Yeah, yeah,
So, our heart. If you're listening to this or watching it, our heart is to help practices grow. And we've done a lot of talking about different practice growth stages. And each one has its own, little quirks and things that need to be solved before you can get to the next one. And we want to spend some time talking to a specific group here, a specific type of practice. And you may be in that group and or even when you open up a second location, you can find yourself in this one. And really when is it time to go to work for someone else? And that's a tough question to ask, and that's a difficult one. And we want to provide though with that. So what is it with it a practical guide for these practice growth stage one doctors? Okay, we've talked about that. These are docs who are making less than 20K. It really just that's a tough crossroads, right, Bill? Like this is a challenging time. So we're going to unpack that and really answer this question by the end of this podcast.
yeah, absolutely. And it's a tough question because it's a real question, right? Like, I mean, if
Yeah.
you're in practice growth stage one, and no matter how long you've been in practice, you could be asking this question, right? You could be, man, you could be 6 months in and you could be like, wow, is this, am I gonna, is this gonna work? Right? Like, am I gonna be able to make it? Right? Or should I go work for someone else? Or
Yeah.
you could be 16 years in and be in the same place, be in the same practice growth stage, collecting less than $20,000 in a single solo doctor practice, and be
Right.
asking the same question. And maybe you've been asking that question for 16 years.
Right. Yeah. Tough spot to be in.
Yeah, it is.
So here's the question that many cervical doctors who've been in this for a while, they think about. They think about this, right? Should I keep trying to do I keep trying to find that breakthrough? How long do I do that? What'll happen is your lease payment comes due again.
Mm,
you know, your that payment for your CBCT comes in again, and you're going, oh gosh, and then you're like agonized, how am I going to do this? And or you're it's around Christmas time, so you're wanting to take some time off, but you're like, if I take time off, I can't close the doors to see people or whatever time of the year for vacation. But or it could be very difficult. And so you're like, well, how long do I want to keep doing this and hoping that things change? And so if you've asked yourself this question, I tell you, you're not alone. Let's get real. Let's get real, because this
yeah,
is, like I said, it's a crossroads. And some people throw in the towel. And
yeah,
if you've listened, you know people who've said, hey, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah,
Passionate doctors graduating, wanting to help people, but from a business standpoint, couldn't quite get it going, couldn't get any traction to where they could have freedom and growth. And so this doesn't mean, even just asking this question, it doesn't mean that you failed. I think
hmm,
this is a real question, and it needs an honest answer, right? It's you're going to be honest about it and see, okay, if I'm going to stay at this, what needs to change, or what's a different way to go?
yeah, yeah. No, and this is I've been writing a new book for students, and I've been looking at this a lot of just the data that's out there as it relates to practice failure, which is not it's not fun data to look at, but it's real, right? And
It's a real thing.
it's a real thing. And it's in the general chiropractic world, there is data that suggests that 1 in 4 chiropractors fail in practice or are no longer practicing. That's what failure meaning, no longer practicing after 10 years past graduation.
Yeah.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah, that's a high percentage, man.
25% of doctors
Yeah.
are not practicing 10 years after graduation after spending
Yeah.
$200,000 on their
More.
education,
More than
right?
that, yeah.
More than
Yeah.
that. And
And time.
yeah,
Holy cow, the time.
yeah. Now, what the encouraging thing is, if you're a student listening to this, is if you go into upper cervical, specialty, your chance of success dramatically increase. And that's part of what I'm presenting in this book is that, yeah, it's a 25% failure rate for general chiropractic, but from our data, it's about a 5%
That's a major change.
failure rate
That's a major
with
change,
upper
yeah.
cervical. Yeah, with upper cervical. So, and that's one of the reasons why, we're encouraging as many students as possible to pursue upper cervical as a specialty, right? But if you're in it, if you're, you did what we recommend, right? You're pursuing upper cervical as a specialty. That is your focus, but you're still struggling. It's real, right? Like, I mean, it's real, man. Anybody who's ever been in practice, I remember those hard days of early practice where you're just, it's, man, I got my rent is due. Here's my utility bills. I got a CA I need to pay. I'm responsible for my family. I'm responsible for so many things. You got so much weighing on you. Like, I get it. I remember those days. I remember literally being on my knees praying in my office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I desperately needed help. I was like, God, please help me. I have a heart to help people in my community. I just don't have enough of them. I need more of them. I need more people to come in here so I can help them.
Yeah.
And so,
And that's going on in between your ears. And then the next payment shows up for their appointment, and you're like, okay, get it together. I
pull
gotta
it
serve
together.
these people. And so you're really, because are you giving your best when you stay in this place too for your current patients?
Yeah.
Are you doing them justice? Because really, I mean, that's a factor in how on you are, if we can talk about that. But yeah, it's a tough question. Let's unpack this.
It is. Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
why does this question surface, Tony?
Right. So it surfaces because there hasn't been breakthrough, right? You've found yourself month after month hoping the next month is the turnaround or the traction month or whatever, and so you're stressing, right? And you just all of a sudden you go, I can't do this, and usually it's three different things. Either it's finances, you're looking at your collections, maybe you had an up month last month and you're like, all right, but then all of a sudden the next one is down again. You're like, oh, good grief. And those are, the financial stress of this is just eating at you. You talked about the different payments being due, all the things, all of it, which leads ultimately into emotional reasons to ask this question. You're just exhausted and worn down. You're trying to, first off, you're trying to do everything yourself. That's one thing. But then also just the reality of the situation is like, it's not changing day in, day out. Right. And so you start to maybe lose a little bit of that drive, a little bit of that passion, because you're focused, understandably it happens. You're focused on numbers and not serving, I need new patients. Well, how about serving? That's not how what start. You want to serve, and that you want to give, you want to love, you want to serve, right? All those things, but that joy is starting to be drained because you're in, like it says here, in survival mode. That is it. You're in survival mode. What survival mode? Because of the finances, and so there's just this perpetual state, this persistent uncertainty, and this is a big thing. I don't know what to do. And so there's a big question mark. You're like, I don't know. I know there's a problem. Clearly something needs to change. I don't know what it is. Maybe you've tried a bunch of things and this is a major frustration. There's a lot of emotions that go with this: sleepless nights, frustration, failed endeavors as you've thrown money at something to try to solve the problem and it didn't work. And Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
It is, and there's something else that is so apparent in this circumstance when when a doctor is in like that constant survival mode, right? And we're talking about, we're not talking about like, hey, this is, yeah, you just opened your practice a month ago, right? This is, you've been in this for a long time, right? And when you've been in this practice growth stage one for a long period of time, it affects literally everything in your life.
Everything.
Everything
Everything.
in your life.
Yeah,
Your health will be affected, right? Because you're constantly under stress, you're
sure.
constantly emotionally exhausted, you constantly
Yeah,
have uncertainty. And so your health can be affected. You can put on weight, you can feel uh, exhausted all the time, you can be fatigued, you can not sleep well at night, you don't have the energy that you should have. All these things, it weighs on you. It can affect your marriage if you're married, right? You're if you're in constant financial stress and emotional exhaustion and perpetual uncertainty, of course it's going to affect your marriage, right? You're going to have stress with your spouse. You're going to have struggles there. It's going to affect your relationship with your kids if you have kids, right? Where it's like, I just I can't provide for them the way I want to. I can't be there for them when I want to because I'm always trying to make this practice work. And it literally affects everything in your life when this is not right.
yeah, absolutely.
And so
So let's talk about what this actually is here, though, right? So, defining this. So, because somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, is this me?" You know, it's you because we just described what you're going through. That's how you'll know it's you. But
yeah,
we've been putting some metrics on this just from our research, for what we see, who we've worked with, who we've spoken with over the years, right? This is characterized by typically a solo practitioner. Maybe they have a CA, right? But not much, not much of a team, though. It's minimal support. Monthly collections are, under 20K, right? So maybe they'll have 1 month over 20 and then it's back down, again, right? So it's just dipping, dipping, dipping. Trying to do too many things. They're wearing every hat. He's got the doctor role, the marketer role. You're the bookkeeper. You're cleaning the place. You're doing the janitorial work, right? Really, the lack of systems, you could put it that way. Very few systems, and not really knowing which systems to work on next, and feeling like you're always playing catch up, right? And then, just the profit margins aren't there, or it's like you're eking by, right?
mhm.
Just eking by, week after week, month after month. This is the practice growth stage one, correct, Bill? I mean, this is the metrics of it, right? And so, but here's the thing: this ultimately, you're not supposed to stay here. Like,
Right.
this is a it's a flyover state.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, just keep going. Like, everybody goes through it, but
Yep.
let's not spend too many times on that wheel,
Yeah.
right? So walk us through what that looks like then.
Yeah.
What it should be.
Exactly. So I mean, this is practice growth stage one is supposed to be a foundational stage, meaning that you get your foundation and then you build upon it as quickly as possible, right? I mean, I have known doctors who have been in practice growth stage one literally for 1 month, like 1 month, and then they
Wow,
never
that's
went back,
fast.
right? But it's happened, right? It's I think that if I can remember, I was probably in practice growth stage one for about 4 or 5 months, something like that, so
Mhm.
maybe 6 months tops. And so the majority of practices will be in practice growth stage one for about a year. Okay, that's going to be, you're going to
Okay.
get it, like as you mentioned, you may have a month where you hit past 20K, but then you dip back down, right? So we're talking about like you're consistently above 20K. So typically about a year. That's about what it should take, right? It should
It
take
takes
about that.
typically a year to be consistently above.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
think
gotcha.
about like I think about one of our clients, Dr. Blandford, right? the way that he built his practice, right? We saw him build for about 11 months. And then he was in that, like, consistently in the 20K range, right?
Right.
That's a
Right.
pretty consistent timeline. If you do things well, do
Slow,
things
steady,
right, have a good
consistent.
solid, yeah. I mean, if you start right, as we recommend, do the things that you need to do before you open, you're going to get that. You're going to build quickly. You're going to be in practice growth stage 2 by a year or less is the goal. Okay. But you know what? Sometimes things happen and you may extend into year 2 or year 3, but definitely by year 3, you should be in practice
Pulling
growth
out of that.
stage 2.
Yeah.
You should be there, right? And so the idea is you get to practice growth stage 2 as quickly as you possibly can, because that's where you actually can have momentum and systems and more stability. Practice growth stage 1 is a survival stage. It's a foundational stage. It's a survival stage. It's a necessary stage, obviously, right? You got to learn the ropes. You got to build initial patient relationships. You got to figure out your basic operations, but it's a launching pad. It's not a destination.
Right.
It's a place
So
to
I'll say this:
start.
it becomes survival if you're stuck there. Really, it should be a building stage. Like,
Yes.
you're building these systems, and as you're building these systems, you're coming at that's how you get through this, right? Or your character's being built. That's part of it too. So you're building character, you're building systems, you're building team, and you go through it. Or you are stuck and now it is survival. It was never meant to be survival. It's meant to be building.
That's it. That's exactly right. And so then we say, okay, well, when practice growth stage 1 lasts too long, what's going on there, Tony?
Right. Because the longer someone remains in this stage, it's likely that they may never leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that is because, like I mentioned too, it becomes a stuck stage in which you're in survival mode, and you didn't have there is a character issue. Habits, we'll call it habits, maybe, or mindset, or something like that, right? As goes the doctor, so goes the practice, right? So the general rule. And so, the longer you're there and you never changed you or business systems, now, you're going to, if you're not doing any changes, you're going to be, if you're there too long, you've now developed bad habits. That's even worse, right? So, people that are in there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I mean, as time goes on, it gets less and less likely that you're going to get out of it. Now, but we say this not to be like, things will never change. We don't want to have you be hopeless, because you're not hopeless. You went to school because you have a passion for this. You want to help others. You have skills to help people. Look back on the different people that you've helped and the families you've helped and their families who've been impacted in their community that surrounds them. So that's there. Rekindle that. So be hopeful, but something has to change or nothing will change. And if nothing changes, then you're stuck in survival again. Right?
Yeah. And that's it, man. It's all about looking in the mirror and saying, is this who I'm going to be for all of my career? Right. Because the thing is, if you get to 5 years and you're still in practice growth stage 1, you're still collecting less than $20,000 per month. So to just even still be in practice at that point, there has to be some very unique things happening. One is you probably are in a low overhead area. Like in my area, when I was, I opened a practice in Southern California. If I was in practice growth stage 1 at 5 years, I wouldn't have been in practice.
You'd be out. Yeah.
Yeah. My overhead would have overwhelmed me and I would have been gone. Like I wouldn't have been able to continue to pay my rent. Right.
Sure.
So that's the thing is that you are likely in a low overhead area. That's the only reason why you're surviving. Okay. Or you have stripped your practice so much that it's literally just you, right? Like, I mean, you have done everything possible to keep your overhead insanely low, so low that you can't really grow, right? Which is like we tell
its own
people,
limiter.
Yeah, we tell people this all the time. If you don't have a CA in if you don't have a CA, you can't grow. Like you literally can't grow. Like you get, I mean, you get, you're so focused on doing everything that you can't do the things that are most important to help you grow,
There
right?
you go. Yep.
Because when you're in practice, when you open a practice, okay, you have created two jobs. You have a CA job and you have a doctor job. And if you don't ever put anybody in the CA seat, then you do the CA job and you do the
Mhm.
doctor job,
Mhm.
right? It just makes sense. And so you keep yourself small because you are refusing to acknowledge the fact that there's two jobs within a practice.
Right.
And so these are possible reasons why you're like, well, I'm still making, I've been collecting $17,000 a month for 15 years. And it's like, okay, you're so like, is that it? Is that all you want to do for the rest of your
Yeah.
career? Isn't there more
Have
people
you?
in the community that
Yeah.
can be helped? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
is that it? Like, is that all you want to do? I mean, and I am, and like you said, I don't ever want you to be discouraged by what we're saying. We just want to encourage you to say, you know what, there is hope to do more because
Right.
you're an incredible doctor. If you are serving people in your communities and you are, you have that love for upper cervical chiropractic. I mean, you gotta love upper cervical chiropractic if you're in practice growth stage one for this long,
You
right?
must believe in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if not, you would have given up and gone and sold real estate or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're going to go do construction or something. You're going to do something else. I mean, there's so many other things you could do that would pay you more than this, right?
Right.
And so it's
Right.
like, okay, you must really love this, and you must
Yeah.
be
You
good at it. You must
yeah.
enjoy doing it. If not, you
Yeah.
wouldn't stick in it for this long at this point. I mean, at this business
Right.
you know at this type of a business level. And so it's it's not about, like, business should be about serving as many people as you possibly can. Like, that's really what we're supposed to be doing. Like, when you open a business, you open a practice is a business, right? When you open a practice that is designed to help people in your community, right? Like, that's why you opened it. You want to help people in your community. And so why not do everything you possibly can to help more people in your community, right?
Absolutely. That's it.
And, and
And
so
I also want to give some hope too. Like, it is that there's been doctors who've come to us
yeah,
and they were stuck, right? They were stuck in that area. And
yeah,
and 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 we've been able to help them out. So, and I mean, and I would say stuck. I'm saying the word stuck. It's not a build. It was not a building phase. It was a stuck stage.
yeah,
Scratching the head. Try this. Try that. Try this. Try that. Or just like, hey, just hunker down. Try to get by. Hope it changes. Kind of type thing, right? And so, man, we've been able to really help some people.
yeah.
We've been
And
able to help them through that.
I'd love to talk about some of these specific examples, right? Because
Yeah.
as we say, we're all about bringing hope. We love hope. That's my life word is hope, literally. And so, why are we recording this podcast? Because we want to give you hope, right?
That's
And
it.
so, what is what get let's tell some stories about some doctors that we've been able to help who were in this position, literally within just the last couple years here, even, right? We've got
Yeah.
specific examples, doctors who were in this position for long periods of time, practice growth stage one, for long periods of time, that we've seen those breakthroughs. Can you tell some of those stories, Tony?
Yeah. Is both of them years that come to mind. But the biggest frustrations was, like, I would say this, there was a commonality between both of them, is frustration of trying different things and they weren't working, right? Also confusion because there would be a good month, good meaning north of 20, maybe they collect even 30. and then all of a sudden they would tank the next month.
Mm.
And it's like, well, what changed? So there's confusion, frustration, and then also a lack of focus on what matters most. So you could say maybe a lack of prioritization, right? So focused on the wrong things. Okay, I need more. I don't know. My social media. I got to do more posts on social media or something like that. And so, being able to walk these clients through, okay, hold on here. Let's take a look at it. No, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing that. That's going to save you a little money. It's going to most importantly save you time and energy. But what you do need to be doing are these things. Oh, and consistently do these things and watching the countenance change, right? We're watching the the meetings as we work together on these things and along the journey with them to help see that like the team changes. Now they all of a sudden they just hired somebody, and now they don't feel alone anymore. That's a big factor. They're able to delegate. Now they're able to breathe a little bit better and sleep a little bit better. And now their energy level is changing and the meetings change, the tone changes. And that's what I mean by the countenance, and start having fun again,
Yeah.
really enjoying what you do, starting to get your eyes off of the immediate now, the need, and starting to go have some vision long term and go, oh man, maybe I can look ahead 6 months. Maybe I can set goals for this year and hit them. Wow, what would happen if? And being able to dream a little bit. Doc, if you're watching this and you're stuck in this, when's the last time you dreamed?
Mm.
Of like, wow, what would happen if, man, what if I had a couple associates? That seems like so far away, doesn't it? But even just activating that part of your brain that's like, wow, how about this? How else could I serve my community? How can I get better? How can I refine my skills and my technique? And those kinds of things, investing in the clinic and investing in my care that I provide and all these different types of things. And we've seen it change along the way as they get practical help. We get strategic mentorship and like really get focused and become a guide and really you almost need someone from the outside to speak into it, because especially if you're stuck, you don't you don't know what you don't know, clearly, right? There's something. And so that outside perspective to be able to look at and go, well, it's this. I use the analogy, like if you're in the trench, right? Picture the old World War II trenches, when you're walking, you can't see outside of that. You don't know which turn is going to be the one. How am I going to break through out of this? I'm stuck and it's kind of muddy and nasty. Oh, geez, it's frustrating. I'm moving. There's a lot of energy. I'm doing something. I'm not a slacker. I'm going. Sometimes it takes somebody from the top looking down and goes, oh, no, no, no. Take a left turn and then a right. You're actually good to go from here. Like you need somebody from an outside perspective to be able to kind of give you that just an overview to guide. You're still doing the work because you've got the work ethic, just somebody to point you in the right direction so you can crush it.
That's it. That's it. It's so, so, so true. It's literally just somebody come alongside you, right? And be able to say some crucial things. One is don't do that. It's like
Stop it.
it's literally that, like okay, you're doing that over there. That
Yeah,
is a waste of time. Stop
yeah,
doing that.
yeah. That gets
Right?
you. That's 5% results. Do this over here. That's going
Yeah.
to give you. I was just talking to somebody today
Yeah.
about this, just today, and I was just like, yeah, that's going to produce. I mean, I don't know, every 6 months you might get a patient from that, but
Mm.
instead, you should be hitting some, video recordings and doing this. I go, "You're gonna get
Yeah.
far better return on that,
Yeah.
on the usage of your time." I go, "It's night and day, 10 times more results." Oh,
That's it.
okay, you
That's
know?
it. It's this strategic mentorship, like you said, right? It's okay. You and I have seen so much. We've seen the patterns. We've studied this. We understand it. We've worked with hundreds of doctors who have upper cervical practices. We know the commonalities. We know what works. We know where doctors are. If you're in practice growth stage one, we know the likely things that you're doing that are keeping you there. right? Because we've
Yeah.
seen it over and
Yeah.
over and over and over, right? And so it's so crucial to just have somebody come alongside and be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, no, don't do that, do this, and go this way, don't go that way, right? Like it's these simple little things that make all the difference in the world.
Right.
Because the thing is, time alone does not create growth.
Yeah. I'll figure it
Right?
out.
The myth
We'll get
of
there.
this myth of just give it more time is not true, right? It's one of the most dangerous lies we tell ourselves, is that time will just magically fix things,
Not time,
right? That
time
if we,
alone, time in and of
that
itself.
time
Yeah.
alone will magically fix things, right? That if we just keep grinding, we keep showing up, we keep putting in the hours, eventually breakthrough will come. It's not true, because time does not build systems. Time does not create momentum. Time does not install the knowledge that you're missing, right? Growth requires more than duration. It requires guidance and strategy, and often a change in environment, either in your own mind or literally a change in environment, right? You could spend 5 more years, Doc, doing the same things, and you're going to get the same results. Or you can get the help you need and experience transformation, as we've seen in months, right?
Well,
So
I'm going to draw an analogy. Upper cervical chiropractic. It's specific, right?
yes,
You don't just go in there and just applying energy and we'll say word force, the direction of to all bodies, the entire spine. No, we're going to get strategic, very focused to correct this. And so with the right amount of focus and energy to make the correction that's needed. In the same way, just to apply those same principles to a business. Apply that
yes,
same thing. That focused energy is what creates the lasting, healthy change.
that's it. Effort without direction is exhaustion, right? Direction without support is overwhelm. You need both guidance and the right environment to truly thrive. And that's the real question that you should be asking. Most doctors in Practice Growth Stage 1 are asking themselves the wrong question. They're asking, can I survive on my own? Can I make this work? Can I do this? But survival is not the standard, right? Survival is exhausting. Survival is soul crushing. Survival mode keeps you stuck. The better question is, am I in an environment that allows me to thrive? Because that's what you want, Doc. You don't want to survive. You want to thrive, right? This shift from survival to thriving, it changes how you evaluate options. It's no longer about whether you can white knuckle your way through another year, right? Hopefully I can pay my rent this month. Like, I mean, when you've been doing that for months and months and months and years, I hope I can pay my bills this month.
Yeah.
It's not fulfilling. It's not hell. It's not, you're not doing the best that you can because of the situation that you're in. You want to set yourself up for a long-term professional fulfillment and impact. And sometimes the most courageous answer is admitting that your current environment isn't working and being willing to find one that does.
And that's okay.
Yes. Either a different environment completely or changing your environment.
Right.
And so there's 2 paths forward for you if you're in this place, right, Tony?
Right. Basically 1 of 2 ways. Okay. So, I guess the third, if you say I'm done with everything, okay, let's throw that one away. Okay, you've invested way too much time and energy and money into this. Okay, you have way too many skills to throw those away. So we're gonna throw that idea away. Okay, get that out of your head. That doesn't belong there anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 is you continue to stay in ownership. So this is path 1, right? So if you're gonna do that, something does need to change for you to move forward. To get you unstuck, right? So get some structured help through what we've called the 20K roadmap. It's a roadmap to get you consistently over that 20K mark, right? So it's a guided system to give you stability, accountability, systems, momentum, right? That's part 1. So stay the course in ownership, but get some help.
That's right.
Get a guy.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Path 2. You're going to have to join the right environment. So maybe it means that you're going to go the associate route. That's okay. still using your skills, still helping people, still accomplishing your mission. Not everybody's a business owner.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You said unique skills to be a business owner. Either you got to have people help you out, or maybe you can do it yourself. But this is through our associate talent network. We have that. So connect with other upper cervical practices that offer mentoring, and they offer the structure. They have the growth, and they've got a plan. So we have a associate talent network that you can join to find an associate position.
That's it. That's it. So either one of these options could be the option for you.
Yeah.
Right. It's if you're, but there's two other options. We mentioned it. One is stop practicing completely, which we don't want that for you. And then the other option is to keep doing nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
Right. And that unfortunately is what a lot of you are going to do. And I hate that for you. I hate that that's going to be what your choice is. And I hope that's not your choice. I hope that you make a different choice today. I hope
I don't want to talk to you in 5 years and you're in the same place.
Still in the same place. I hope that you can get to the place where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, because that's what it takes. You have to say, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep beating my head against the wall every day and continuing to do this. So either one of these paths, stay in ownership with some help or join a different environment. Now, listen, I understand there is real situations, right? You know what? I need to live in this community. Like, this is where I've been in practice for 10 years, whatever. And
I've been born and raised here.
Yeah, I'm born and raised here. This is where my wife's family is. This is where we're ingrained in this community. We love this community. Okay, then choose path one, right? Stay in ownership. Get structured help through our 20K roadmap to get you into a place where you're not just surviving in that community, but you're thriving in that community. Right. You're the go-to doctor in that community. Everybody knows they need to come see you and get help. And you're going to help change that community through having a thriving practice in that community. Do that, right? Or you know what? You're just done with practice. You're like, I don't want to keep doing this. I don't think I'm made for this. I don't think this is the right thing for me. I don't think I can keep doing this and having my own practice. I don't enjoy a lot of these things that I have to do owning my own practice.
Business-wise,
I just want to take care of patients, right? If you have that mentality, I just want to take care of patients, then be an associate. That's what an associate does. Yeah. They take care of patients.
Lots of doctor owners are looking for people, rock stars that have that desire to take care of patients. So like, there's a place for you. I guarantee it. If that's the route you want to go.
100%. And again, if you can, right? Like, I mean, if you're like, you know what, but I can't leave this community. I got to stay in this community. Then you have to make a decision, right? You have to make a decision on, all right, so I either have to stay in this community and try to figure out practice on my own, or I need to move to a different community and invest in that area. And that has to be a decision. Obviously, you have to make with your family. If you're married, you have to make that with your spouse. But you may go to them and be like, you know what? I'm just thinking that I'm not made to do this. Like, I'm not made to own my own practice, but I love taking care of patients. I enjoy it. And they might say to you, your spouse might say to you, then let's move. Let's go someplace else so you can work for somebody else and you can thrive, because I hate seeing you like this. Right?
That may be a factor because they're stuck with you.
Yeah, they may be done with it too.
Like,
they're
that's what I mean. Yeah,
with your you constantly not feeling good about your professional life and how that impacts the rest of your life, right? Sure. So I present these two paths to your spouse if you're married, and talk through these together, because both of these are great. Both of these are great options. Like, literally neither of these is a bad option. These are great options. You don't have to guess. You don't have to struggle alone. You simply need the next right step, Doc. That's it. What is the next right step for you? Mm-hmm. Because the step for you that you're doing is not the right next step. Right. It's not continue. Oh, it's not, well, this might be my year though. I might have my breakthrough this year. if you haven't had your breakthrough in 10 years, you're not going to have your magical breakthrough this year by not doing anything different, right? Do something different. And so we have both of these options for you, right, Tony? Talk about the options.
Yeah, absolutely. So, go to ucmgrow.com/roadmap, check out the game plan. Check it out. And then, you're going to want to have a conversation that makes total sense. So let's have that conversation together, walk through it together. Let's talk about what it is, what it isn't, and all that stuff, and see if that's the right fit, right? To really help level up your practice. That's what we want to do. So we've designed a pathway. Well, I don't need to come up with another word. It's in the name of it. It's a roadmap.
Yeah.
It's how to get from point A to point B. So it's based on our research and in history. This is what it takes to get through this, to get out, to become unstuck, or to build through this phase as quickly as possible too. Right.
Yep.
So, that's what this is. So go check that out. ucmgrow.com/roadmap. Give me a call. You can get a hold of me as well. You know that. And we could talk through it. That's option one. Option two, I mentioned too, the Associate Talent Network. So you go to ucmgrow.com/network. Okay. And that is for you to get into the Associate Talent Network. It's aptly named. So get your name and you're in there and your contact information there, where you're looking to practice, where you might be open to going, those kinds of things. And so that when somebody's looking for an associate, you got dibs.
Yeah.
We can get you connected. We want to help connect. We want thriving practices. We want thriving doctors that can help their communities. That's the only way we succeed in our mission, even.
Absolutely. And here's the cool thing. I mean, we have like 6 or 7 doctors right now who need an associate.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
Good point. We are currently actively looking for associates for these doctors right now. Right. So, so you get into this Associate Talent Network today. We may get you. We may have you in an associate position in a month, right? Like that quickly. You could be in there. So the key thing with this too, the Associate Talent Network is completely free. You have no cost at all. No cost at all. If you jump into the Associate Talent Network, what we're going to do is we're going to do a career planning call with you, where we get on the phone. Again, no cost. We get on the phone with you. We find out about what you want to do. What you get. I'd love to be able to practice in this area of the country or that area of the country or whatever. I'd like to do this technique or that technique. Okay, awesome. Right. We're gonna find out all that information so we know exactly who to place you with, so we can connect you with doctors who are actively looking for associates in those areas or in those techniques. And the other thing is, maybe you're willing to be flexible, or you would be flexible if it was the right situation, right? So maybe go into it with that mindset as well would be good.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, cool. So those are the two options. Go to ucmgrow.com/roadmap if you want to pursue the 20K roadmap and continue to pursue ownership within your practice to break out of practice growth stage 1, or if you think that it is time to go work for someone else, then go to ucmgrow.com/network, get in the Associate Talent Network and go that direction, right?
Absolutely. I love it. But don't do nothing.
Correct. Please don't do nothing, because doing nothing is not going to get you anywhere.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, doctors and students, man. We love you. If you've got questions, anything that we covered, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can help walk you through this and just be there for you through this. If nothing else, point you in the right direction. And so, as we always say, go team up your cervical.